All right, everybody, welcome back to another video. A bit of a ramble for you guys today, but a very important one. So, I'm going to be talking about two main things that you really need to try your best to understand and avoid if you actually want to have a lot of success online. This isn't speculation. This isn't me trying to be a dick. This is me coming from my own experience of struggling for 3 years. Like, I don't think people actually grasp that when I say that in my content. It's not a marketing angle. It's not a sexy thing for me to try to get you to look at my offers or buy my stuff. It's genuine, right? I ran a social media marketing agency. I ran tens of thousands of dollars in paid ads to done for you plug and play affiliate products. I wrote 5 Harry Potter's books worth of content on a blog. I literally tried everything under the sun and struggled for 3 years. I think I made $65 in 3 years of showing up every single day, being consistent, getting absolutely nowhere. And I've also worked with thousands of clients, sold thousands of my own products, high ticket products, and have helped students make millions of dollars online, right? The award is cool and all. We've made $1 million with one product, but helping clients make millions, $3 million in tracked client sales to this day, that's just what we can actually ethically track via the awards we've shipped out for people crossing 10 and $100,000 profit inside of their business after using our process. These are the two main things that I personally watch keeping people stuck and also have witnessed a lot of our clients get stuck with. So we'll dive in. Obviously, I don't have a presentation for you, just doing something off the cuff, kind of rambling for you guys today. But I think these are very important things to think about, especially as we're coming into 2025. We are already in 2025. These are very crucial things, whether you're brand new looking at starting an online business, or you've been in the game for a little while and you're demotivated and things aren't going how you planned. So first and foremost is expectations. Uh, wrong expectations are what realistically ruin a lot of people's businesses right out of the gate. You have a lot of marketers in this space, in the online business building space. Oh, I made $42 million last year. Oh, I make $200,000 a month in recurring income with my membership and all this bullshit. And I'm not saying that they're not making that amount of money, but the expectation that gets sold to people that it's going to be quick, it's going to be easy, they're going to come in, they're going to be making all this money, like you only got to work 2 hours a day and all this just bullshit, let's be real, ends up becoming a breeding ground for comparison, right? Because then you got Sally who comes in and thinks they're going to make $15,000 only working 30 minutes a day. And when they don't do that, they feel like their entire business is broken and they're off looking for the next best thing. And they just kind of go in a vicious cycle. And a lot of it could be fixed if the expectations were up front, right? But let's be real, that's not how a lot of this market is a lot of the market is like, don't really give a fuck. If you have money, I'll sell it to you. Even if it would help you or if it's related to what you're trying to do online, it doesn't matter. Like if you have money, I'll sell you something. That's just how a lot of the market actually is, right? You have a lot of really big creators who are creating this product and teaching this strategy and then talking about they're never upselling people, and then they're launching another program that's upselling them to the next step, and it's all money driven, right? So realistically, I want to just talk about realistic expectations across the board. You're building a fucking business, you're starting an online business, your content's going to suck. Why would it not suck, right? If you've never created content before, it's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. It is going to be difficult. Okay, if it wasn't difficult, everybody would be fucking winning online, and I'll tell you, not everybody is. Okay? It's just the reality of it. And we've been very transparent about this over the years. Like, if you're looking for a magic money button or you're looking for ways to make a ton of money extremely quickly, we don't have anything for you, right? Because I'm not going to sell you on the pretense that your life is going to change in 15 minutes, because the reality of it is it probably won't, right? Your results online are a direct correlation to the amount of work that you're ready to put in. And realistically, in the beginning, it's going to be unpaid work. When your content's not generating leads, when your content isn't generating views, when your content is cringe and it sucks and it's not working, it's not going to make you money. But you're improving a skill set that will yield an ROI over time, right? It's not like a traditional job where you go put in 4 hours and you're making money. And the reason that I'm being a little abrasive with these expectations up front is because it would save so many people, right? Online business isn't necessarily for everybody, but if you came into the game understanding that this is a fucking marathon, not a sprint, you're not trying to make $1 million in 8 minutes. You're not trying to copy and paste this strategy to make you rich and buy a fucking Lambo with absolutely zero experience. Um, you would set yourself up to have a lot more success. I think that is one cool thing about the messaging of Alex Hormozi and what he talks about a lot is it's fucking work. You're building a business. Why would it not be work? Right? But a lot of online programs, markets, and this is across all sorts of different niches and spaces too, is they're very predatory on the quick fix, band-aid to financial problems, magic money button stuff, take a pill and lose 80 pounds and all this type of shit. And that's realistically what keeps most people from actually ever generating significant results online. Now, with some expectations set, let's talk about kind of pillar number 2 that really stops people and uh, eventually causes them to potentially burn out and either quit or never really even like get the courage to keep going, right? Like entrepreneurship is going to be hard. Building a business is going to be hard. Like you're going to have times in your business that fucking suck. Being somebody who has a 7-figure business of their own, there is times where I fucking question everything. Should I even be building my business? Am I doing things right? Like, oh, what could I do better? It's a part of the process. But the problem is most people, and it stems from a lot of the front end thing where we're talking about false and false narratives and fucked up expectations around what are being told to people, is what ends up happening is you might hit a little roadblock in your business, or say you're launching a program and you didn't get a bunch of buyers, or you posted your first couple pieces of content and it's not generating leads, you're not growing followers. What ends up happening a lot of the times is people switch around models and processes way too often. And I've watched people come into our worlds and change their business every other week and wonder why nothing's working. And it's like you're listening to 70 different people. You're trying to master all these social media platforms. You're trying to do way too many fucking things, trying to sell 18 different offers, and like none of it's working. Why would it be working? You're confused internally. You don't really know who you're talking to in your content. You don't know what you're doing. Maybe one day you're doing this and the next day you're doing something completely different. And the point is like you have to pick a model. Like I don't care what your model is. It could be something similar to ours where we use content to grow communities and we sell products in our communities, or you could be doing some paid ad strategy or a blogging strategy or a fucking YouTube channel. It doesn't matter. Like I think this is the thing too, is so many people get hung up on I don't know what business to build. Whatever one you want. Like any of these processes or models or things that are being taught in a lot of stuff in the space will work if you work. If you commit to actually following that plan or process for longer than 15 minutes, you would have a drastically different life in business. And I'll give you guys a real-time example of this. It was 2020, and I paid $15,000 to jump into a mentorship with somebody, and the prerequisite, but before I got on that call with them, they were telling me like, hey, make sure you map out what you're doing. Write it down on a piece of paper, put it on a Google Doc, and let me know like what you're doing. So I came to this call, and at the time I had a full-time job, and I was posting five posts on my Facebook profile. I was creating TikToks. I was creating group content. I was going live, I was writing blog posts, I was doing YouTube channels, I was adding friends, I was doing all of this stuff. And that was like my daily plan around what I was doing. And I was doing all of this different stuff, trying to sell anything anybody would buy, didn't really give a fuck. And I wasn't making any money. My results were non-existent, right? And they asked me, they said, hey, what out of all of this, what is the one thing you want to do? Like, what is the one thing that out of all of these different things, what would you prefer to do? And I told them, I said, hey, I kind of want to grow my group. I want that to be a part of my process. So moving forward after that call, that was the only fucking thing I did in my business. I was using content to grow my community, and I went from almost zero results. I think $65 in 3 years. That was the year I did my first 6 figures. I posted content, I grew my community, I talked to people. That's all I did all year, and I went from zero results to over 100K as an affiliate without my own products. And the moral of the story is less is more in this online space, and a lot of these processes will work, but the fact of the matter is you have to like get really lean, pick a couple things, pick a way to generate attention to yourself. That could be a TikTok, Facebook Reel, Instagram Reel, Pinterest idea pin. Bring attention and eyeballs to yourself as a future brand owner, as a current brand owner. Have some type of ecosystem or process in place to nurture that audience, whether that's automated email or a community or DMing people, and then pick a single conversion process. Hey, I'm going to do sales calls. Cool, do sales calls. Hey, I want to close in the DMs. Close in the DMs. The problem is in the online space, especially with AI becoming so popular, is information is everywhere. You could be doing 7,000 things at once, and you could be doing all these different things, but you have to pick a couple very lean, very micro strategies, especially in the beginning, and keep it as simple as fucking possible. Because if you can get reps in and you can build a skill set and you can actually start getting good at a couple different things in business, it will change your entire life. But the problem is most people don't push past that little bit of resistance they're going to get, or that little bit of failure that's going to happen when they start posting content. Like, oh, I tried to post for 30 days. It didn't do anything. So now I'm just going to use AI to do all my content for me. So now they're automating shitty content with AI, right? Or, hey, I tried to sell this high ticket product and 3 people told me no. So now I'm switching to low ticket. It doesn't work. And it's like, that's the problem where most people end up getting stuck, is because they keep hopping around and they don't stand for anything. They don't, like, this is a big problem in the market too, even with people that are making a ton of money. Like, they don't stand on shit. Just like, I just move my business wherever the most money is, right? If you actually want to build a powerful brand and you actually want to become known for something and you actually want to build a real legacy and actually change the trajectory of your life and your family's life, you have to stand for something. This could be a process, this could be a model, this could be a mechanism, this could be a tactic and a strategy you use in your business, but you're not going to get those strategies or those skill sets unless you do the things and you push past that little arena of things are going to fucking suck for a little bit. That's the reality of it. You're not going to be a sales savant in the DMs if you've never sold a product in the DMs. You're going to fucking suck on sales calls if you've never done sales calls, right? But you got to remember, social media is a highlight reel. So you have so-and-so talking about how they're the best fucking closer in the world and they make all this money. So you're putting expectations that you should be as good as them in the beginning, when why would you be? They've done 1,000 sales calls. Why would you even be anywhere near them? Right? They've made $1 million. Why would your content be performing as good as theirs? Like, especially if you're new, if you're brand new. Like, comparison will kill so much fucking motivation, and it will keep you from staying on a path, right? The clients that I've helped and have seen do extremely well are the ones that pick their process, they pick their plan, and they do not fucking deviate. And I know that's not sexy. It's not a groundbreaking piece of information, but you have to have the grit to push through some of the content being shitty, some of your sales flopping, some of your offers flopping, you going and running a YouTube video or a training or a live and it going nowhere. That's a part of the process. We make things so much harder on ourselves than it has to be, right? And I watch this over and over again, especially working intimately with private clients and stuff like this. We make this so much more complex than it actually has to be, right? Um, and I know this is a bit of a, a lot of people probably aren't even watching the video by this point because I'm kind of coming across as a dick. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying like I have it all figured out. Like, I'm still working on areas in my business. I'm still improving and refining different things in my business. I'm falling short on certain areas in my business too. But the thing is nothing, for me, nothing changes about what I do based on the market. Oh, TikTok's getting banned. Oh, this new product's coming out. I don't go fuck. I'm doing my own thing, and I picked a plan in 2021 that I liked to do, right? I liked posting short form video content. I liked growing my group, and I actually wanted to interact with people and help them in services and product. And that's all I do. That's all I've been doing for years, since 2021, right? We launched a product, and it's helped our clients make millions of dollars online. The majority of them were struggling just like me prior, right? And don't get me wrong, like our products and services aren't for everybody, right? If you want to learn how to go run ads and build an automated business, I can't show you how to do that. I can show you the simple plan that took me from struggling for years to having $1 million business and helping our students make millions. Yeah, I can show you how we did that through content creation and communities. You want to go do a blog? I can't show you how to effectively create a profitable blog. I could tell you what not to do because I did it, right? But the thing is like, you don't have to be for everybody, and your plan and your process doesn't have to be for everybody either. You want to really use your content to attract your tribe of people similar to you, that would benefit from the products or the things that you're offering, whether these are affiliate products that you create of your own, etc. But the instant gratification of having to have a business that is profitable in 15 minutes is what is keeping so many people like from chasing their tail, right? It's like, it's literally why most people stay stuck. And I think this is also one reason why the whole MRR stuff and the master resale rights and the whole digital product era is actually ruining so many people's mindsets, because it's not the product that is the problem. It's the fact that you probably haven't even put in enough reps that you should even be expecting results. Because Becca over here made this amount of money with her 3 pieces of content, but she doesn't tell you that she was in MLM for 5 years prior and already had an email list of 20,000 people. So yeah, she made 100 grand in 90 days. And then you over here, who is starting as a complete beginner, never created a piece of content, never done any type of entrepreneurship, hasn't made anything in 90 days, you're questioning yourself. Where it's like, it's going to be hard. It's a business. You're building a business, you're building a brand. And building a business is probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. Okay, it's one of the hardest things, because you have to be accountable to yourself. You have to have the courage to fail. You have to push past the noise that you're going to hear externally, right? People around you are going to say, hey, you're wasting time. You should just go get a job. People are going to say that shit, right? All of the support is going to come when you don't need it, right? Oh, everybody in the beginning is going to be like, oh, you're wasting time. Oh, that's silly. You're dancing on TikTok. You're doing whatever. And then when you start having success, those are the same people that are like, I knew you'd always make it. I've been here from day one, right? You will probably actually get a lot more support from people online than you will in your immediate surroundings, minus your spouse. I hope your spouse fully supports you in everything that you do. But that's the reality of it. Online business is a fucking marathon. It's not a sprint. If you actually want a life-changing business, dedicate more time to it. 6 to 12 months. Reframe your expectations, right? A lot of people will willingly trade massive amounts of debt at college for 4 years, right, to hopefully get a job. Think about that for a second. If you could dedicate 4 years to showing up for yourself and building a business online or building a brand online, would you be willing to do that? Because it's the amount of results that you can generate online and the freedoms that you can generate online are night and day, right? We had a slow year last year and I made 10 times more money than I would have. It would have taken me 10 years to make that amount of money at my full-time job. And that was a slow year for us. So I caught myself telling myself, like, oh, it's broken. Oh, fuck. Maybe I should change my business and be like this person over here and go try this new strategy. And it's like, I still made 10 times more than I would have made at my full time job, working 50 hours a week. And I was full time with my daughter, hanging out with my daughter, doing whatever I wanted, letting her paint my nails at 2 p.m. on a Wednesday, doing whatever I want, getting paid, multi six figures, right? So, and I know this video probably won't get a ton of views, and that's fine. None of my content really gets that much views, anyways, but still make a lot of money. So, I'll leave you guys on this. Like, it's just something that was on my brain, and I wanted to shoot a video on because I genuinely hate watching people keep themselves stuck, and it also pisses, I've had people refer to me as a bash marketer because it pisses me off, because I know for me, if I would have had the right expectations out of Jump Street, I probably would have had results a lot sooner, because I was sold on the idea of, make $1 million in 15 minutes, or a passive income business that wasn't passive, or I was going to make money in 2 hours a day but be required to go live for 6 hours a day. Like, you would think it would make sense, but it doesn't. And people get sold on this idea of just bullshit, right? And I wish somebody would have told it to me in the beginning, because in a space full of it, it sucks. And it is probably one of the biggest things that keep most people from actually generating significant results, because it fucks their expectations, and then they constantly compare themselves to everybody else, and then it also start projecting the lack of results that they thought they should have got really fast onto the model or the process that they picked to build their online business, and then they jump ship, they burned the boat, and then they jump to the next process, and they try it for a couple weeks, they hit a roadblock, and they do it again. I've literally watched people do this all year, right? And then those are the same people that are like, hey, why am I not getting any results? It's like, hey, I've been telling you for years. You need to focus, and you need to pick a thing, and you need to do that thing. That's it. That's all. Solve one problem for your audience, create content on one social media channel. Bonus tip, if you grow a community, and fucking sell one product. Do that for the next 12 months and your business would be in a completely different place. But the problem is, most people don't have the courage to test or fail at one thing for long enough to figure out what's going to work, right? I'm not saying you pick your plan and your process and it's going to start working immediately, right? You're going to have to try. You're going to have to test different content. You're going to have to play around with different messages. You're going to have to maybe change your offers a little bit. It's not as black and white as like you press a button and everything's good to go, right? So if you made it all the way to this end of this video, I appreciate you. I know I was probably just yelling at you on camera, but it's something that has been weighing heavy on my brain for the last couple days, and just wanted to talk about it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. If you're still subscribed, if I didn't yell at you and hurt your feelings or whatever, but yeah, just some advice that I wish I would have had from somebody that actually genuinely cared about my results instead of just me putting money in their bank account. So, bye.